video is part of my 12 Cookies of Christmas series 2023, where I explore the Christmas cookies of 12 different European countries. And today's video is the last in the series. I'm sad it's ending. I really enjoyed making this for you. As for many people, Christmas is my favorite time of year to bake. If you'd like to see this series next year, please comment below and let me know. And if there are any cookies that you would like to see in next year's lineup, please tell me what they are. I started this series with a traditional type of gingerbread, and now I'm ending the series with another type. I am showing you how to make German Elisenlebkuchen today. This is one of the types of gingerbread that comes from Nuremberg, Germany. And unlike the Danish gingerbread that I showed you at the beginning of the series, this one is really simple to make. Instead of having a month-long fermentation time and special raising agents, this one is made with nut flour and candied fruit, eggs, and spices, and it's baked on a special baking wafer called a backobladen, and then it's glazed with either icing or chocolate. And this would be completely gluten-free if it weren't for the baking wafer, but I will explore some other options for that in the video. So join me today as I share with you how to make this classic German gingerbread. Let's get started. To begin, you're going to beat 2 eggs in a bowl until they're frothy, and then gradually add in 200 grams or 1 cup of sugar. Beat everything on high speed until it becomes pale yellow and voluminous. Elisenlebkuchen comes from Nuremberg, Germany, which has historically been making gingerbread since 1395. Nuremberg was at the crossroads of several European trade routes which brought spices from distant lands to the area. In 1643, a special gingerbread guild was formed that separated gingerbread makers from everyday bakers. And in the 1840s, Heinrich Heberlein began mass-producing gingerbread in factories, and Nuremberg Lebkuchen has been trademarked since 1927, and its geographical origin has been trademarked since 1996, meaning it can't be called Nuremberger Lebkuchen if it was not produced in Nuremberg. Many different types of Lebkuchen are produced in Nuremberg, but the most famous is the wafered gingerbread known as Elisenlebkuchen, thought to be named after a gingerbread manufacturer's daughter, Elisabeth. There are quality standards that manufacturers must follow in order to give it the title Elisenlebkuchen, and they must be at least 25% almonds, hazelnuts, or walnuts. They must not contain any other seed oils, and they have to be only a maximum amount of 10% flour or 7.5% starch. I have been able to buy this in the US at places like Aldi supermarkets. However, I would highly recommend making this homemade version. After trying this one versus the store-bought kind, this is so much tastier and more decadent than the store-bought version. I'm sure the authentic Nuremberg Lebkuchen is even better than what we could make at home. However, if you have only a choice between a homemade version and the one you can buy from a supermarket like Aldi, I definitely say choose this option. Now let's get back to the recipe. In a separate bowl, stir together 125 grams or 1 1/4 cup of finely ground almonds and 100 grams or 1 cup of finely ground hazelnuts, and then add 1.5 tablespoons of Lebkuchen Gewürz. This is a gingerbread spice mix from Germany, and I will put how to make this spice blend in the printable recipe below. Now stir in the zest of 1 orange and 30 grams or 1/3 of a cup of candied orange peel and 30 grams or 1/3 of a cup of candied lemon peel. Fold the nut mixture in a little at a time to the eggs, taking care not to deflate them. Then you're going to need something to spoon the mixture onto. In Germany, they make little baking wafers called backobladen, which I have linked below. I bought mine on Amazon. They're made from wheat flour and potato starch, and their purpose is to hold mixtures that need extra support for baking, like Lebkuchen and macaroons. I know those who have celiac disease and might be looking for a gluten-free Christmas recipe can't eat these, but I did find some gluten-free versions on Amazon Germany. I will link them below and you can see if they can be shipped to your country. Another thought I had was perhaps you could try buying gluten-free communion wafers, or even just try baking them on parchment paper squares that you remove before eating. I'm not sure if the mixture will hold its round shape on parchment, but it might be worth a try. Now I'm spooning the mixture onto the baking wafer with a small cookie scoop, which equals 2 tablespoons. Then I'm using wet fingers to press it flat onto the wafer. I put 4 level tablespoons total on each wafer. And you want the tops to be flat for decorating later with almonds. Then bake them in a 160 degrees Celsius or 325 degree Fahrenheit preheated oven for 20 to 25 minutes, or when they're barely golden around the edges. Then you're going to let them fully cool on a rack before glazing them. I'm glazing half of mine with icing and half with dark chocolate. You often see them packaged like this in Germany. To glaze 6 of them in chocolate, you'll need 200 grams of melted dark chocolate, and for 6 iced, you'll need 150 grams of powdered sugar mixed with 2 to 3 tablespoons of water, and then I decorated the tops of each of them with split almonds. And you'll want to dry these for between 4 and 6 hours just to make sure they are fully dry before serving them or giving them as gifts. And once they are dry, you can stack them with little pieces of parchment paper between them and tie them with ribbon, and they make a really beautiful Christmas gift. And they do actually store for a really long time, so they really are the perfect cookie to give as a gift. I'm excited to try this. I have had Elisenlebkuchen before, but I've never had the homemade kind. Ding, 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 we have a winner. This is my favorite one from the whole series. I love this. I love the chewiness from the almonds and the eggs, and I love that blend of spices, which is very distinct to Germany, and the chocolate on top is just perfect. You need to make these. These are so, so good. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought of this series and if you'd like to see it again next year. And if there are any Christmas cookies that you'd like to see in next year's lineup, please share with me below. I love learning about new ones. There's such a vast variety of Christmas cookies throughout Europe. Also, please share with me what kinds of things you'd like to see after the Christmas season is over. Breads, cakes, fried desserts. You let me know what you're interested in seeing more of. And I'm not quite at that YouTube monetization point yet, but if you'd like to support the production of this channel, you can find a link below to buy me a coffee. Any donation helps to bring more videos to you like this one. I've put the playlist to this whole series here, and you will also see some other suggestions pop up on the screen, and I will see you next time.